Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking. My name is Anne. Now in today's tutorial I'll be using HU glue, already beaded slipper. I'll leave a link to how it was made in the description box below. 4 mm of pearl beads, size 2 seed beads, 0.4 of fishing line, a pair of scissors, already threaded needle. Now it is not fully threaded, I didn't make a knot at the end, and rhinestone for decoration on the sandal, on the slipper. So guys, without much ado, let's get straight to business. Now I'll be making the curls on the beaded slipper, the royal blue curls on it, and the bow tie on top of the slipper. So let's get started. Okay, so I picked my needle, my threaded needle. Like I said, I've not made a knot, or I've not double threaded the needle. So I'm going to secure the fishing line on the slipper. So I'll pass my needle through the satin bias on the slipper. I will leave a link in the description box on how to cover a slipper with satin bias to avoid piercing through the slipper, and how this beautiful beaded slipper was made, also in the description box. Okay guys, so I'll pass my needle like 3 times through the same place to secure it. Then I cut off the leftover, all the excess. Okay, so we're going to focus on the middle beads in the design. So I'll pass my needle through the first middle bead. Then I'm going to pick 5 seed beads. 5. Now the holes in the seed bead might not be big enough for your needle, so you try as much as you can to pick those that can easily pass through your needle, or those that your needle can easily pick. Okay, so after picking my 5 seed beads, I'll pass the needle through the next middle bead. The next middle bead. Okay, so I've made a first curl. Here is it. Yeah. So I'll continue picking 5 of the seed beads. If you pick and it is too small, the hole is too small for the needle to pick, you can pull it away and pick the one the needle can easily pick. You can actually be using the fishing line itself. Okay, so I'm on it picking my 5 seed beads. Okay, so just as we did for the first one, after picking your 5 bead, you'll pass your needle through the middle bead, the next middle bead, to form your curl. Alright, so I'm done with that. I'm continue picking my next 5 seed beads for the next middle bead. Okay, so after that, the next middle bead, I pass my needle through it to make my next curl. So basically guys, this is what we're going to do till the very end of the slipper. Okay, now I've successfully picked my 5 seed beads and I've passed through the middle bead. I'm continuing to pick the next 5 seed beads. For the next go, if you pick a seed bead and it's giving you tough time or it's being stubborn, you just pull it out and pick the one with bigger hole. Okay. The next 5 seeds. So guys, basically this is what we are going to do to the very end of the design or the design on the slipper. Jet planes in the night sky with you, getting high in the sunrise with you, getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do. And I wish that I could build a time machine, 'cause time moves on, and now you're gone. Oh, if only I could build a time machine, I'd come and get you. I can't forget you. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that you were mine. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that you were mine. Jet planes in the night sky with you, getting high in the sunrise with you. Okay, now from here I'm gonna pick my next 5 seed beads. My next 5 seed beads. Okay, then I pass my needle through the next middle bead, the next 5 seed beads, my next 5 seed beads, then through the next middle bead. Okay, now from here I won't pick any seed beads. Instead I will pass my needle through the next side beads here, then through the middle beads there, this one. Okay, because of the bow tie, that's why I did it that way. So from here I'll continue with picking my 5 seed beads and continue with the design. Okay, so after picking, I pass my needle through the next middle bead, then continue to pick my next 5 seed beads, just as we've been doing. Alright, so through the next middle bead, so as we were doing before, I'll continue picking my 5 seed beads as usual. Okay, then I pass through the middle bead. So guys, as I've been doing, this is how I'm going to continue till the very end middle bead on the design. Okay. So here we are, just as the finished one. I'll be making the bow tie on top of the design as I'm done with the coral on the design. So with the bow tie, I'll take my pearl beads and I'm gonna cut like 20 inches or 22 inches of fishing line. I'll pick one bead. I just had to pour those beads on my table. So I'll place the bead in the middle of the fishing line. I'm going to pick another and cross it with the other side of the fishing line and pull it down to join the first one. Then I'll pull it tightly and pick another and cross it with the other side of the fishing line and pull it down firmly. You see? I'll pick another. I'm picking up to 5. So this is the 4th one. And I'll cross it with the other side of the fishing line and pull it down to join the 3. So I have 4 now. So I'm going to pick the last bead. After picking, I cross it with the other side of the fishing line and pull it down as usual. Okay guys, After this, bring down, getting your five pearl beads on the fishing line. You use one side of the fishing line to pick 2 pearl beads. Okay, then I'm going to pass it through the holes in the second hole on the sides of the beads. Then I'm going to pass the fish line backwards through the last bead picked. I hope you are getting what I'm putting across. After picking and passing it through the hole, I pick the last bead and pass my needle backwards to it. Okay, so I've picked the next bead. I'll pass through the next hole. Then I will pass the fishing line backwards through the bead picked. I hope you get what I'm trying to put across. Alright, so I'll pick the next bead and pass it through the next or the last hole on the bead and pass my fishing line backwards through the bead picked. Okay guys, so this is what you should get after doing it. So I'm going to pick another 2. When you're starting, you have to pick 2. I picked another 2 and pass it through the second hole on the beads. Then I pass my fish line backwards through the last bead picked. Then I'll pick the next bead, pass it through the last hole, and pass my fishing line backwards through the hole. Backwards through the bead picked. So I'll pick another 2. You realize the holes are just exactly the number of beads that is being picked. So I have 2 holes now. So after picking the 2 beads, I'll pass it to the last bead picked and pick the next bead and pass it to the very only hole on the bead and pass my fishing line backwards through that bead. So guys, this is what you should have. So I will switch sides and take the other side and do same for what I did for the first side of the fishing line. After picking the 2 beads with the other fish side of the fishing line, I'm going to pass my fishing line through the second hole on the beads and pass my fishing line backwards through the last bead picked. I'll continue to pick another bead and pass through the next hole on the beads and pass my fishing line backwards through the bead picked. I'll pick my next bead and pass it through the last hole on the beads and pass my fishing line backwards through the bead picked. This can be kind of confusing, but if you focus, you understand. Okay, so the next step, I'll pick my 2 beads for the start and count to the second hole and pass my fishing line through it. Then I'll pass my fishing line backwards through the last bead picked. Pick another bead and pass it through the last hole in the bead and pass my fishing line backwards through the bead. The next step, I pick my 2 beads Then the last bead, I pass it backwards through the bead as usual. So this is done. I will need another or same Alright, so this is the other half that I will join together to make the bow tie on the slipper. The bow tie on the slipper. Alright, now to do that, I will pass one side of the fishing line through the one bead or the first bead on the other design, other half, like this, and pull it. Then I will take the other side to fishing line to pass through the very top bead of the initial half. Okay, so I will do same for the other end. I'll pass it through the first of the top bead using the other half, and I'll use the opposite half fishing line to pass through the other top bead. I'm sorry it's not been clear. Okay, so this being done, I will roll over my fishing line in the middle and tie them firmly or tightly. I'll tie it again. Okay guys, so now I'm convinced with my tying, so I'll cut off the excess fishing line. So this is our bow tie. I'll attach it to the top of the slipper by sewing it through the slipper. So as usual, I'll make sure I secure my fishing line on the satin baggage on the slipper first. So I pass my needle through the satin bias 3 times, then I cut off the excess. Okay, now to attach the bow tie, I'll be sewing to and fro from both the bow tie and the slipper. I think I gotta let you watch what I'm doing.
dance in the night sky with you. Getting high in the sunrise with you. Getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do. And I wish that I could put eternity, 'cause time moves on, and now you're gone. Oh, if only
Okay guys, so after firmly attaching it to the slipper, I'm going to secure it by stitching on the bias 3 times, just as I did initially when I was about to attach the bow tie. So this is done. So I'm going to cut off the excess fishing line. Okay, so now I have to attach my rhinestone. I'll need only 2 stones, so I'll cut one off. And attach the 2. But I'll be using, I don't know what happened, my glue messed up, so I really need to use this part. So I'll just attach the glue to the slipper and press my rhinestone on it. Okay guys, so done. Congratulations if been able to make it this far with me. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment and share this video. Thank you so much. Bye.